We continue now at the top of Daf Chavtes Amud Aleph in Meseches Pesachim. This is Pesachim Daf 29a. The Gemara is trying to figure out which Tana is the author of our Mishnah. Our Mishnah makes a distinction between chametz after Pesach that belonged to a Jew throughout Pesach, or if it belonged to a Goy throughout Pesach. If it belonged to a Jew, it's a problem. If it belonged to a non-Jew, it's not a problem. So now the Gemara is saying it can't be Rabbi Shimon because the Yisrael Nami Mishra Kashari. Rabbi Shimon says even if it belonged to a Jew through Pesach, it's permitted. Rashi says the Yisrael Nami Mishra Shari Bahano after Pesach, it's permitted Bahana. So the Mishnah cannot be Rabbi Shimon either. V'i Rabbi Yossi Aglili. And if you're going to say that the Mishnah is Rabbi Yossi Aglili, Afilu Tochzmano Nami Mishra Kashari Bahana. Rabbi Yossi Aglili says even during Pesach, chametz is permitted Bahana. So it can't be Rabbi Yossi Aglili either. So the question is, who is the author of our Mishnah? So the Gemara answers, Amar Rav Acha bar Yaakov. Rav Acha bar Yaakov says, Leolam Rabbi Yehuda. Really, the Mishnah is Rabbi Yehuda. V'yolif Seor Da'achila mi Seor De'Re'iyah. He learns out the halachas of eating chametz, the seor, the leaven of eating chametz, from the halachas, from the leaven of seeing chametz. Ma seor de're'iyah, just like the prohibition to see chametz, shel choyat haroeh, you're not allowed to see your own chametz. Aval haroeh shel acherim v'shel gavoah, but you're allowed to see the chametz that belongs to others or belongs to hekdesh. Av seor da'achila, so to the prohibition from eating chametz, the prohibition against eating chametz, shel choyat ha'ochel, you cannot eat your own chametz. Aval ha'ochel shel acherim v'shel gavoah, but you're allowed to eat chametz that belongs to others or belongs to hekdesh. Rav Acha bar Yaakov here is saying a big chiddush that according to Rabbi Yehuda, even on Pesach itself, there's no prohibition to eat chametz if it belongs to a non-Jew. Uvadinhu diboyle lemisna dafilu ba'achila nami shari. He says that really the Mishnah could have said that you can even eat chametz that belongs to a non-Jew, it's permitted. Va'aydi detana di Yisrael aser bahana, but since it says by the Jewish chametz that it's aser from getting benefit, tana nami denachri mutter bahana. We don't talk about eating, we talk about hana. So we say if it belonged to a non-Jew after Pesach, it's mutter bahana, but really it's mutter even ba'achila. Uvadinu di boyle lemisna dafilu b'toch zmano mutter bahana, and could have even said that during Pesach it's mutter bahana, the chametz of a non-Jew. Va'aydi detana di Yisrael la'achar zmano, but since we're talking about the chametz of a Jew after Pesach, tananami denachri la'achar zmano, we talk about the chametz of a non-Jew after Pesach as well. So Rav Acha bar Yaakov is really saying a huge chiddush in terms of the chametz of a non-Jew, that it's completely permissible to eat. Rashi over here says, Leolam Rabbi Yehuda daf agav denafkale mikroi de la'achar zmano Asar Kra Besor di Yisrael Ka'amar. The Isser we talk about after Pesach is only when it belongs to a Jew. Avol denachri shari, but a non-Jew would be fine. V'yoliv seor da'achila kilomar chametz degabe lo yeyachel mi seor de're'iyah. We learn out the prohibition, what the guidelines are for not eating chametz from what the guidelines are from not seeing chametz. Umutter chemtzo shel nachri af v'achila. So the chametz of a non-Jew is permitted even to eat. V'afilu b'Pesach, you can even eat the chametz of a non-Jew on Pesach min haTorah on a doraisa level. So that's the answer of Rav Acha bar Yaakov. Rava gives a different answer. Rava says, Leolam Rabbi Shimon. Really, this Mishnah is Rabbi Shimon. And again, the question on Rabbi Shimon was, if it's according to Rabbi Shimon, why do you make a distinction after Pesach between a Jew and a non-Jew? It should always be permitted. Gemara says, Rabbi Shimon kanasa kanis. Rabbi Shimon, when it comes to chametz that belong to a Jew over Pesach, that's just a derabbanan, it's a fine, it's a knas. Because since the Jew transgressed the prohibition of Bal Yirah, Bal Yimatzeh, he owned the chametz over Pesach, so therefore we give a fine, and he cannot get any benefit from that chametz after Pesach. And Rashi over here says, Leolam Rabbi Shimon, he damar midoraisa lo mitzar chametz achar zmano. According to Rabbi Shimon, on a doraisa level, there's no problem with chametz after the zman, after Pesach. Hilgach denachri shari, that's why if it's a non-Jew, certainly be permitted. Umiu di Yisrael, nevertheless, when it comes to chametz belong to a Jew, asur miknasa de kansur rabbanon, it's asur as a knas, the rabbanon give a fine, mishum da'avar beval yeroah, because the guy transgressed bal yeroah, and that's why it's going to be a problem. So the Gemara now says, Bishlomo l'Rava, it's good according to Rava. If you say that our Mishnah really is Rabbi Shimon, and the pshat is that when it belongs to a Jew, it's a fine, it makes sense. Hainu de katani shel Yisrael, asur. That's why it says that of a Jew it's asur mishum shenamar lo yeirah, because of the pasuk of lo yeirah, because that's the whole point. Since you transgress bal yeirah, therefore there's a fine. Elul Rav Acha bar Yaakov, but according to Rav Acha bar Yaakov, mishum lo yeyachel chametz miboyle. You're quoting the wrong pasuk. You should be quoting the pasuk of you can't eat chametz, because the whole point is if it belongs to a Jew you can't eat. If it belongs to a non-Jew, it's okay. So the Gemara says, "Misavrid aseifakai." You think that the pasuk being quoted is going on the end of the Mishnah? It's not true. Areishakai, it's going on the beginning of the Mishnah, meaning as follows. V'achikamer, here's what it's saying: Chametz shel nachri. If it's chametz that belongs to a non-Jew, she'avar olav haPesach, and it belongs to this non-Jew over Pesach, mutter behana. It's mutter behana mishum shenamar lo yera lecha, because of Bal Yera. That's why we're quoting Bal Yera to explain why it's permissible by a non-Jew. We're not trying to explain why it's prohibited by a Jew. You're not allowed to see your own chametz. You can see chametz that belongs to others or belongs to hektish. And we're learning out the guidelines, the boundaries for eating from the guidelines for seeing chametz, and that's why when it comes to eating chametz as well, if it belongs to a non-Jew, it's not going to be a problem. And the Gemara says, "Va'azdu l'tamayu." This machlokas here, Rav Acha bar Yaakov and Rava, is really l'shitasim in the following. It's the itmar because we have the following machlokas hamoroim. Ha'ochel se'or shel nachri she'avar alav ha'pesach. Let's say a person eats the chametz of a non-Jew, and again it belonged to the non-Jew over Pesach. L'divrei Reb Yehuda, and you do this according to Reb Yehuda. So according to Reb Yehuda, who generally says it's a problem when you're eating, certainly when you're eating chametz of a Jew after Pesach, what would be the halach if it's a non-Jew? Rava Amar Loke. Rava says he gets malchus. Rav Acha bar Yaakov Amar Eino Loke. And Rav Acha bar Yaakov says that there's no malchus in this case. Rav Amar Loke. Rava says you get malchus. Why? Lo Yolif Reb Yehuda Soor de Achila Misor de Re'iyah. Reb Yehuda doesn't learn out the rules by eating from the rules by seeing chametz, and therefore even from a non-Jew it's going to be a problem according to Reb Yehuda after Pesach. So you get malchus after Pesach, even if it's a non-Jew's chametz. For Rav Acha bar Yaakov, Rav Acha bar Yaakov says Eino Loke. He doesn't get malchus. Yolif Soor de Achila Misor de Re'iyah, because he learns out the rules by eating from the rules by seeing chametz, and therefore, because it belongs to a non-Jew, it's not going to be any problem on a doraisa level. It's not going to be any malchus. But the Gemara says, "V'hader bei Rav Acha bar Yaakov me'ahi." Rav Acha bar Yaakov actually retracted his opinion from the following. Tanya, we learned in a brayso as follows: Ha'ochel chametz shel hekdesh b'moed. Let's say a person eats chametz, and the chametz belongs to hekdesh, and you're eating this chametz on the yontav of Pesach. So according to the Tanna Kama, mo'al, according to the Tanna Kama, there is me'ila. The case is, maybe perhaps he realizes it's chametz, but he doesn't realize it's hekdesh, so he eats it by mistake, and there's me'ila. V'yesh omrim lo mo'al, but some people say there's no me'ila in this case. So now the Gemara wants to understand why one Tana says there is me'ila, one Tana says there's no me'ila. We'll take a look at Rashi over here. Rashi says, V'yazil l'taimayu, Rav Rav Acha bar Yaakov. Again, Rav and Rav Acha bar Yaakov go l'shitasim in terms of malchus. Then we have this case of me'ila, mo'al, chayiv korban me'ila. You're chayiv a korban. To kasavar, according to the Tanna Kama, chametz de hektish bepesach bar domimhu. When you have chametz that belongs to hektish on Pesach, that is considered to have value. V'avsadei lehektish, and therefore you have, by using it for personal use, you have caused hektish to lose money. That's me'ila. Who does that follow? Rabbi Shimon, Damar chametz la'achar Pesach mutter. That follows the opinion of Reb Shimon, because Reb Shimon holds chametz after Pesach is actually mutter b'hana. So hektish could have gotten some value out of that chametz after Pesach. V'alva gav de knosa kanis. Now, even though generally, even Rabbi Shimon says on a d'Rabbanan level, there's a fine, you can't get any benefit from chametz after Pesach. Hani mili b'chemso shel hediot. That's only true by the chametz that belongs to regular people, not hektish. Hoil v'avar olav beval yerah, because when a regular person has chametz, there's a transgression of bal yerah. Aval high, but in this case where it belongs to hekdesh divehetera shiagabe, it's totally mutter by him. Diyamar mar avalatoroa shel acherim v'shel gavoa. We said that if it belongs to hekdesh, there's no bal yirah bal yimatze. So achar Pesach havim mizavin legizbor liyisrael v'achlile. After Pesach, the gizbor, the person who's in charge of hekdesh, could have just sold it to a Jew, and then it would have been no problem. The Jew could have eaten it, he could have sold it, had value. Therefore, there is me'ilah. That's the Tanna Kama's position, following the opinion of Rabbi Shimon. V'yesh omrim lo mal. Then there's a yesh omrim over here that there's no me'ilah. Kedem efarish, as we're about to explain, the hoel v'nischayev kares mishum achila. Since this guy, when he ate this chametz, he's chayev kares for eating the chametz. Again, as I mentioned, he may have eaten it on purpose in terms of the chametz. He knew it was chametz. He didn't realize it was hektish. So since he's chayev kares for eating it, pater min hatashlum, and he's pater from any payment. So he's pater from me'ilah. Rabbi Nechunya, like Rabbi Nechunya says, uvamakom shein karen and chomesh vein me'ilah. Anytime you're not paying the principal, sensible, you don't pay the added fifth either. There's no problem of me'ila. That's the yesh omrim. So that's what we have over here. Machlokas tanoim yi chametz of hektish on the yontiv of Pesach, is it me'ila or not? Gemara explains, like Rashi just says, Man yesh omrim. Who is this yesh omrim? Amar Rabbi Yochanan says, Rabbi Nechunya ben Hakonehi. It's Rabbi Nechunya ben Hakone. The Tanya we learned in a brisa. Rabbi Nechunya ben Hakone haya osas Yom Kippurim keshabbos l'tashlumin. Rabbi Nechunya ben Hakone said that Yom Kippur is the same as Shabbos when it comes to payment. Ma Shabbos mischayev b'nafsho pater min hatashlumin. On Shabbos, if you do something which at the same time you're violating Shabbos and you're also doing something which causes you to owe money, you don't have to pay any money. That's the rule of kimle b'deravimine. You get the larger punishment. So you get the punishment, you're chayev misa if you violate Shabbos, so you don't have to pay. So Rabbi Nechunya ben Hakone's chiddush is af Yom HaKippurim. The same is true on Yom Kippur, where there's no chayev misa, it's only a chayev of kares, but it's still the same thing. Mischayev benafsho, that's called chayev. You're chayev in your soul. Kares is considered a punishment for the soul. Upater mitashluvan, and therefore he's pater from paying. And that the Gemara is explaining is the pshat in the yesh omrim. This guy over here as well, he ate chametz on Pesach, so he's chayev kares. If he's chayev kares, he therefore is pater from any kind of payment. Rashi over here says, as Yom HaKippurim keshabbos hamad legodish. B'Yom HaKippurim, case over here, you light a fire. Yom Kippur, you light somebody's and you damage the property. Umischayev kares. He's chayev kares for that. So pater min hatashlumin, he doesn't need to pay for any damage that he caused by lighting this fire. Kilo hidliku b'Shabbos, same as if you do it on Shabbos. Shu mischayev b'nafsho misas bezin. He's already chayev misa. The pshita lon the pater milashan. That's obvious. If you're chayev misas bezin, certainly you don't have to pay. Kedechsiv, like it says, v'lo yason anish yonesh ha'emason yeh lo yeyonish. You don't get punished with a monetary payment if there's going to be this punishment of misas bezin. Shav Yom HaKippurim shemisasu b'dei shamayim shenichrosim chayev uvanav. So what's kares? Kares means that b'dei shamayim, his life is cut off, his children. Asun hukari shenemar v'kara asun. He's also called asun. Hilkach pater milashalim. So you are pater from paying as well. That's a chiddush. V'hachi parshinon labelanaros. And Rashi points out what I pointed out a couple times. Yesh toim to kashaluki pater Reb Nechunya b'mezid pater the bar karisu. 1 second, Reb Nechunya is only patering when you do this b'mezid. V'hachi b'shogig askin. And here, didn't he eat this chametz by mistake? Miniktani mal, because it says there's meila. V'shogig lav bar karisu. If you do b'shogig, there's no karis. So what are we even talking about over here? You eat chametz on Pesach, even in karban meila, but Reb Nechunya ben Hakone says you're pater from meila because karis. There's no karis. You did it by mistake. But Rashi says v'tos, who's that? That's a mistake. The gabe chametz mezru, because the case is he knew it was chametz. He's a mezid at eating the chametz, so he does get karis. The gabe hektish shogeg, who he was only shogeg, he made a mistake because he didn't realize it was hektish. The lo yada ashu shel hektish. He didn't know it belonged to hektish, so that's no problem at all. So that's the first approach in this machlokas by meila to say that the yesh omrim follows Reb Nechunya ben Hakone. Rav Yosef gives another approach. Rav Yosef says, "Bepodin es hakodshim la'achilon leklovim kamiflagi." The real machlokas here, whether there's meila or not, is whether you're allowed to redeem hektish in order to feed it to dogs. Are you allowed to redeem hektish for any purpose you want, or no? There's a limitation. You can't always redeem hektish. So that's the machlokas over here. Man damar mol, the one who says there's meila, kasavar podin es hakodshim la'achilon leklovim. He says you could have redeemed this kodshim, you could have fed it to the dogs. So there was some value and there was meila. Uman damar lomal, the one who says there's no meila kasavar ein podin, because he holds it was not possible to redeem this anyway. Rashi over here explains, Rav Yosef Amar Yav Svira lahanach tanoi Rabbi Shimon. If these Tanoim held like Rabbi Shimon, the Amar toch zmano aser bahana, who says that during the zman of Pesach there's an isra hana, to kuli alma modu de potter. Everyone would agree your potter, it's not meila hoil v'hashta mielo chazi, because right now it's not fit to be eaten because it's Pesach. The fact that later on is irrelevant according to Rav Yosef. You have to look at it right now, has no value, can't be eaten, can't get any benefit, therefore there's no meila. For lav mamono, it's not mammon. V'avagav the sofa gorim l'mammon achar Pesach, even if later on it's going to be value after Pesach. Elo aliba de Rav Yosef Haglili plead. According to Rav Yosef, everyone in this Tano, everyone in this machlokas Tanoim here holds like Rav Yosef Haglili. The Amar toch zmano nami shari behana. He says that even during Pesach it's permitted to get hana from chametz. Uvepodin kachim la'achilon leklavim kamiflagi. The machlokas tanoim is what about redeeming chametz, or in this case redeeming the hektish, which is chametz, but you can't eat it. You're going to have to give it to your dogs. You can only get benefit. Man damar mal savar deroy hayabosa shah liftos la'achilas klavim. The one who says that there's meila holds you could redeem this chametz and you can feed it to the dogs. You can get benefit. Since you can get benefit, there's meila. Uvar damim who are considered to have value. The Reb Nechunya Leslie doesn't hold like Reb Nechunya. We don't hold your putter because you're getting kares. There's no kimle b'ravmine. Uman damar lomal savar ein podin hilkach lo chazi. The other one says, well, 1 second. If this is only mutter b'hana, you're not allowed to redeem hektish in order to get hana. That's not enough. You have to be able to eat it. You can't just feed it to the dogs. Therefore, it has no value at this time. So since it has no value at this time, it's hektish. You couldn't do anything with it. So therefore, it's not going to be meila. Upluksa de tanoihi b'tzmura. This actually is a machlokas tanoim in tzmura, whether you can be poda to lahachil and leklavim, tizbach v'lo giza, basar v'lo chalav, v'yachalta v'lo leklavim, mikan shein podin. That's what we learn out. You're not allowed to give it to the dogs. V'ika de darish tizbach v'yachalta in lechaban heter achila, ela lachar zvicha lemute giza v'chalav, avalo leklavecha lo darsh. The other one says you don't learn out a problem of giving it to the dogs. So you have this machlokas tanoim in tzmura, and that's exactly what the machlokas over here is. Rav Acha bar Rava Tanola. Now Rav Acha bar Rava, he learned, and we'll continue with this discussion in the next video on Daf Chavtes Amud Beis.